in here. So, so you were saying that you don't work at all, you're saying?
No. I
So
am a
what
lazy son of a bitch who barely even goes out of his house.
what do you do?
I don't do shit. Like my day literally revolves around what trouble can I get into on the internet today? Let's go find it.
What uh what is it that helped or made you get that Lucario statue there?
To put it bluntly, I am a kinky son of a bitch. And it's like, why not?
Okay, cool.
After, after a shit ton of Googling, I found a place that would actually give me such a thing. So it's like, buy it.
That's funny, man. That's good.
There's like four others, but considering it's YouTube, I can't show them. Otherwise, you have a shit ton of editing.
Yeah, this is an unedited video thing. How interesting. So, like, what do you like to do besides being on the internet? What are some of your interests?
A little bit of music production. I've dabbled in Arduino coding and shit. Basically, you name it, I have done it at some point.
Wow. Are you in the
I've never
U?
really focused on any.
Are you in the U.S. or are you in the U.K.?
I'm in the UK,
You're in the U.K. I wasn't sure. I
but
couldn't.
just that you're not the first person to think that. It's because 90% of my friend base is American. I've kind of picked up the accent a little bit, I guess.
Wow. So,
Not a bad.
what kind of got you into cosplay and anime and all that stuff?
Oh, perfectly honest, the whole cosplay and anime tags on here, I kind of just threw them in at some point. I don't remember when, and they've just been here the whole time. I've met some cool people though, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I just talked to this girl the other day, um, who cosplay was like our, connection, and she was just so cool. Um, just very chill, And but what's going on there in the UK? What's new?
Fuck all. We're in lockdown. Not a whole lot of going out. Basically, the only thing new going on is whatever entertainment you can find at home, which for me is getting as drunk as I possibly can.
Huh. Is Are you like ever interested in the politics of things, or is that are you just over it? Yeah.
Politics is just keep it over there. I don't give a fuck. Do your thing. Like, I'm not even registered to vote. I just can't be fucking arsed with it. It's
What
just an absolute shit show. Like, have fun with that. I'm gonna go over here and get drunk.
could you? Because I think I've talked to a few people on here that have those similar opinions, and for you, like, what is it about all of that that makes you kind of not want to be a part of it at all?
It's just the whole like everything is an argument in politics, and there's like because you got like I'm assuming you're American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's because you got like the far left and the far right people, and they're just fucking huge arguments over basically nothing. It's just I can't be bothered with you because no one listens to the other side. It's just fucking argue for that point. There's no fucking point in it. Just, you
For
know what I
you.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the
I mean,
reasons I'm doing this whole thing, is like social media. No one listens to anyone on social media either, and
so pretty sure social media at this point is just blast out your opinion and find the sheeple that just follow you and just hit that like button and tune back in for more. Ugh. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some groups that aren't like that, but then most of them is just ugh, bunch of
if
fucking idiots.
if you could have your way, like what do you think the conversations would look like and be about? Um,
That's a tough one. I mean, I don't know what conversations would be about, but definitely it would be more just actually fucking listen to the other side of shit, you know. Like, oh, I remember where I saw this, but you got this exercise where you switch places in an argument. Like that would be a good way of doing things.
Hmm.
Like forcing the other person to look at the other side. Like,
That
that
could
would
be,
be a good way of doing it.
yeah, that would be interesting, right? Like during the presidential debates, be like, the moderator just be like, okay, take the other person's side in the argument, you know? Like, what would they do?
I want to bet that they would just freeze up and it would just be silent. Like, uh,
Really? Yeah.
I'm not sure it'd work in a debate. Like, you'd have to give them some time to prepare for it and shit. But then otherwise, like, yeah, it would definitely be an interesting outcome. Like, that would definitely be something I'd want to see.
So many people want to see more listening. Um, it's like I think something though is like if someone does come to the forefront and is listening and is responding, like would the media pay any attention to them, you know?
Probably not. That wouldn't bring in as many views and shit. Like, that's the two things as a society we need to learn. We need to learn to listen and not focus on the fucking views and shit. Like, attention isn't everything.
Totally, man.
Well, I guess in the world of internet culture with all the fucking likes and subscribes and whatnot, it's all about the attention. Get over it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
Did you so like getting back to like to you and everything, you said that you have done music production and stuff. Like, did you go to school for any of that, or is that something that you've just dabbled with, or did you go to school?
To go to school when you
Oh, sorry,
general like you
sorry,
like
here.
basically everything.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry,
Hmm?
you froze for a second. Could you just repeat what you said? Sorry.
Like, wait, like that back at school, like I did fucking terrible. It was just an absolute shit show back then. Like no one took it seriously, and I followed along. It's like, yeah, fuck this. Most of my time in school, I was just sneaking out, going to McDonald's. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go do something more interesting. And then I'm gonna go get some fucking good food because school food sucks.
So for you,
But
what is it that you find more interesting and why?
that's a tough one. Like, I don't particularly know what I find interesting. I'm at the point in my life where I don't know what I want to do. But so I was like, I'm just gonna do everything. Like once I left school and I had the fucking like proper freedom to do shit, it's like I'm gonna just go do everything I can find. Like I've tried writing, I've tried drawing, music production, fucking done Arduino programming, 3D modeling and shit. Like I just went and tried everything, but nothing's really stuck.
Yeah. What do you think is the next thing on your list that you'd like to try that your kind of heart is wanting to do?
I think at this point in time, I'm kind of looking like videography and shit, like maybe some special effects and whatnot. I'm kind of okay with that. I've tried it a little bit, but never really got into it as much as that. Like it seems pretty fun. Like, definitely has its appeal.
Dude, no one know like I've done some like short films and stuff and like it's crazy just how people don't realize how much the editor has a say in the telling of a story.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, you're
But yeah,
good.
I think the whole editing process it plays so much into things. Like everyone out there who has an editor or does editing, like props to you. Like you do a fucking amazing job. Like you definitely deserve way more credit than you get.
That's so true. Like yeah, like it takes for some of these like feature length films, I imagine that it takes like a whole day just to do like 2 minutes of some of these high tech films, like it takes
Oh,
work,
definitely.
it takes time.
Oh. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't done much in the way of videography, but I mean, just trying to like do proper green screening alone, like, God, that shit's difficult. Like, you know, definitely not hugely into the whole video editing scene and whatnot, but like, just from what I have done, God, that's fucking difficult. Like, editors just, definitely hats off to them.
Mm, mm. I'm thinking back on what we were talking about with like listening and everything. And do you have any advice on how you think people can become better listeners?
Very simple advice. Just shut the fuck up and listen to the person you're talking to. It's really easy. And not just listen, like actually take on board what they're saying. Like, I don't know really what more you can say about that. It's just what you're saying, shut up, listen, and take it on board. Think about it. It's the easiest thing ever. You don't have to do anything. Really simple. Like I don't get why so many people have trouble with it. It's just listen. Like
Hmm. No.
it's really simple.
Sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to do, right? Because you don't do anything.
Absolutely. Like,
Hmm.
everyone's so used to just like doing things, taking action. It's like sometimes you need to not take action. Just let it happen and watch and listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Um, so I have written down a few questions. I only ask three of them, but they're pre-written. They're kind of deeper. Um, be interested in asking you some. Do you, if you want, pick three numbers between 1 and 45.
Oh, this gonna be deep questions to a drunk person on the internet.
Dude,
The
I
deepest.
can't wait, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this easy for myself. I'm gonna let random chance take this for me. Hey Google, give me a random number between 1 and 45. 21.
21. Okay. Two more.
Hey Google, give me a random number between 1 and 45. What you give me 21 again? 33.
33.
Hey Google, give me a random number between 1 and 45. 2.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, this makes me scared.
That's cool. I appreciate how you like throwing things up to chance. That's pretty cool.
It makes shit way more interesting when you do that.
Right? Yeah, I totally agree with you. People are afraid of that though because it relinquishes their control of the situation. You know.
I think it's more of a fear of the unknown. It's like, embrace the unknown. It's where the interesting shit happens because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Like, I love.
Oh yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
That's just like I fucking love the unknown. You never know what's coming. It could be the worst thing ever, sure, but it could also be the best thing ever. Like it's worth taking the chance to know.
Yeah. If you don't put yourself in that kind of discomfort, there's no way that there are lessons that you don't even know that you need to learn about yourself. You know.
Absolutely. Like, pardon me, sorry.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's good. Like, no, that's not good. That's terrible. We have like I have learned so many fucking lessons from just taking the unknowns. Like, I'd love to fucking recite some, but God, I'm too drunk.
Dude, no. Yeah, before we get to these questions, could you kind of tell us one of the stories about throwing yourself into the unknown?
Oh God, I don't think of one. Oh, I think like oh, this is really fucking stereotypical of me if you knew me, but like, the number one unknown thing is the fucking when I tried weed for the first time. It's like don't know what's gonna happen here, but that's been the best thing ever. Bad story though. Like, a friend of mine comes up to me and say, "Hey, you want to try some of this?" Like, what is it? Oh, it's weed. Like, yeah, sure, why not? And fucking in some fucking garages hidden away in the back fucking dark corner. Messy as shit, like the worst thing. Like, you could tell it was the number one drug corner, everything. So, like, fucking, there's roaches laying around. There's a fucking couple of discarded needles. Like, dude, you're in fucking garages. Go somewhere better. Like, we just fucking sit there smoking weed, and it's like, hey, this is great. I can do this. Although it evolved into me being a fucking several year long pothead, like, all day, every day. But it had its moments. It was pretty good.
How
Then I
long?
finally,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
then eventually, as the whole lockdown came, it's like I can't get weed no more because my dealers won't come out. So it's like alcohol is there for me.
For you, what was that? How do you feel like? How did your mind change from when you weren't smoking weed to when you started and were doing it a lot?
It's kind of a weird one because like the first time you do it, like it really just like the stereotypical like it really expands things because it's just fucking like you're just looking at everything like whoa. But then after a while, they fucking close and it's like I just want weed. It kind of like like the whole thing with weed is like you do it now and then and shit. Then it's like yeah, it can be mind expanding, but you do it all day, every day. Like you become proper addicted to it. Or rather, you become addicted to the effects of it. Then it's like it just shrinks, and it's like all you want is weed to just feel good. And then that's when it gets like not so good.
Interesting. So yeah, because I hear from a lot of people that they say, "Oh, weed is not addicting," right? But I think there's the distinction, right? The distinction is like maybe physically it's not addicting, but psychologically it is.
Yes, it's that psychological addiction. You're not addicted to the substance; you're addicted to what it does to you. Like you can give up on weed easily, and like not want it if there was something else that gave you the same effect. It's kind of an interesting one because like the standard addiction, sure we don't know too much about it, but we do know a good deal about it. But the whole psychological addiction is kind of stepping into the unknown, at least from what I know, which is not a whole lot.
Hmm. So, so after you, so you haven't been smoking weed as much. So like, how do you,
I
like,
haven't smoked it at all. I've completely quit it at this point.
so was that difficult for you to stop?
In the beginning, absolutely. It's like I feel fucking shit and I hate everything. Just want a joint, like no. Because like when you get to the point of smoking it all day, every day, everything you do is through like looking through a lens of being high and everything. It's kind of different. Then it's taking that lens away. It's like this isn't as fun anymore. I hate it.
Hmm.
And you gotta like basically get used to being not high again. Kind
Interesting.
of, kind of, kind of a difficult one, but yeah, it's not so bad, at least in my experience.
Yeah. What do you think like was a lesson that you learned from your whole experience with smoking weed that now you could offer to other people?
Just moderation. Like, sure, like it may feel like the best thing ever, but you just have to space it out, or it becomes the average like everyday thing. It's just average it out. Like maybe what once or twice, maybe just on the weekends, something like that. You can get smoke a joint, get high, and whatnot. Like, leave it for that special occasion where everything can just feel great for a little while, and then the rest of the time not be high. Everything's average again.
Yeah. You have to find
That's really the one for one.
that kind of psychological harmony, right? That so it you do it so it helps you gain some kind of perspective and you have that actual high, right? And
Mm.
then but not do it so much where it takes you out of reality.
Yeah, because we definitely takes you to a whole new realm where everything is just amazing. Like, could sit there staring at a fly walking around like this is great. Yes, speaking from experience, I have done that. There's a fucking fly walking around on my desk. I stared at it for a good, I'm pretty sure it was like 20 minutes of it walking around.
Just fascinated with every step.
Yep. Like, it's just, like weed just makes everything fascinating. It's like, that's why you definitely need to like space it out because otherwise everything just becomes boring again.
Mm, mm. Oh,
But that's probably one thing everyone could learn from like just every day to day life. It's just moderation. Something you just need to like space them out. Leave them to their special occasions and whatnot.
what do you think? Do you think that there's anything that is healthy to do every day?
Um, what's that one? I guess like really every day you should just like keep things disciplined, if that counts. Like the discipline is definitely something you need to keep on with and like stick to. Like you develop your routine for doing shit and stick to it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Well,
Cheers.
yeah, that's, dude, I'm loving this. This is great, man. Thanks for talking.
No
Right now
problem.
now we have those three questions. We didn't even get to the questions yet, my dude.
Oh, I've
What?
been waiting for these. I get a feeling it's gonna be good.
Okay. Before, what should I use as your name for the video? Would you like to go by your actual name or a code name?
Oh, I don't mind either way. But my name's Jetfire.
Jeff.
No, Jetfire.
Jetfire?
Here, I'll type it for you. Yeah.
Is that okay? Cool.
It used to be a nickname. Now it's my actual name.
Is it your actual name?
Yes.
Dude, okay, well, I have to ask you about that story after
I,
actually, well, yeah, actually, would you mind telling us like what?
uh, it's actually a really simple story. It's like I think 10-ish years ago at this point. No, not however many years ago, I can't really remember, but it's like I just adopted this name. I literally cannot remember where the fuck it came from, but it was just my online username for so long, and it's like I fucking hate my name. Hmm. Oh, and I'm just gonna take this online username that I've always been by for years.
Oh shoot. Oh sorry. Can Oh man. I think the internet buzzed out. Ah, mother of pearl. Oh, something happened with the internet, dude. Oh my god. I am not happy. Oh, we didn't even get to the questions yet. He didn't like his name. I'm telling you, man, I think the last 5 interviews have been messed up from the Wi Fi. It's just things need to change. Jetfire, can you hear me? I'm glad I asked him that before we. Okay, folks, well, that's a wrap on this guy. Oh, We could just re-roll and you'll probably find me again. I mean, hopefully, but there are 51,000 people online. You know, we'll see. I like you though, man. I like you. The questions I was going to ask you were: what's your biggest pet peeve? What is one strange fact about you? And define hatred. So just to let you know, those were the questions. And if we talk again, yeah, disconnected. And if yeah, if we talk again, I'll ask you those questions. If not, those questions are for you to answer for yourself. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there. This frickin' internet, my man. I hate it, dude. Ay, ay, ay.